Welcome to our special feature today, where we will delve into the little talked about, yet incredibly important aspects of American women's lives. From their innermost thoughts about themselves to their desires in love and relationships. We will explore 20 interesting questions, along with analysis and data, if applicable, to help you gain a more realistic and in-depth look at women. Be prepared to listen and understand. Question 1. What physical feature of their body do American women feel most confident about? And what worries them most about their appearance? The answer is the eyes, according to a 2019 Real Self survey. About 62% of American women feel most confident about their eyes. While the biggest concerns are usually about their stomach and thighs, about 50 to 60% of women express dissatisfaction with these areas according to body image surveys. This shows that, despite confidence points, body image pressure is still very high. Question 2. When feeling angry, how do women tend to express their emotions? Answer. Suppress or rarely express anger directly to the outside. About 40 to 50% of women tend to suppress or rarely express anger directly to the outside. Especially in personal relationships or the workplace environment. They may express it by staying silent, ignoring it, or indirectly expressing their discomfort, while others may face it directly but usually after thinking carefully. Question 3. What kind of emotional support do women want from their partners when they are in trouble? Answer. Sincere listening, understanding and positive encouragement from their partners. The majority, about 70 to 80%, of American women want sincere listening, understanding and positive encouragement from their partners. They need to feel there and supported, not immediate advice or solutions, unless they ask for it. Question 4. What is the most sensitive point psychologically for women? And what can easily hurt them? Answer. Disrespect, betrayal of trust, or feeling of being looked down upon, not appreciated. Psychologically, disrespect, betrayal of trust, or feeling of being looked down upon, not appreciated are very sensitive points, easily hurting them. In particular, the feeling of being betrayed by a partner or loved one can cause deep hurt. Question 5. When in love, what factor do women usually value most in their man? Answer. Personality. According to many studies on relationships, about 70% of American women value personality, kindness, honesty, humor, and compatibility in life values first when in love. Appearance and career come second but are also important, but not the deciding factor. Question 6. What specific actions do American women like their partners to show their love through in their daily lives? Answer. Small but meaningful gestures. They like to be shown their love through small but meaningful gestures such as helping with housework, about 60%, listening and spending quality time, about 80%, or sincere compliments, about 70%, not necessarily expensive gifts. Question 7. What makes women feel loved by their husbands most in a marriage relationship? Answer. Feeling listened to, understood, supported in every decision, from small to big, and sharing the burdens of life, work, children, are the things that make them feel most loved. This goes beyond empty words. Question 8. What do women think about career and family? What do they prioritize more? Answer. About 50 to 60% of young and middle-aged American women try to balance career and family, considering both important, but in reality many still feel pressure to prioritize family a little more, especially when they have young children. Question 9. When they need privacy or personal space, what do women usually look for? Answer. They often look for quiet time alone to read books, listen to music, take a walk, or simply do nothing, without being bothered by people around them. About 70% of women consider me time very important to recharge. Question 10. How do women react when they feel cheated or betrayed by their partner or lover? Answer. The most common reaction is deep hurt, severe disappointment, and often a serious loss of trust. About 80 to 90% of relationships will experience a serious crisis, and many will choose to end the relationship if trust is broken. Question 11. In a sexual relationship, what do women value most from their partners? Answer. They generally value emotional connection, attention to their feelings and needs, and initiative from their partners in creating intimacy rather than focusing solely on physical activity. Question 12. What are some underlying fears women have regarding aging or body changes? Answer. The most common fears are loss of attractiveness, declining health, and feeling less valued in society. About 70% of middle-aged women express concern about signs of aging. Question 13. What do women usually do to cope with stress in their daily lives? Answer. Common methods are exercising, about 60%, spending time on personal hobbies, about 50%, talking to friends or relatives, about 70%, and practicing mindfulness or meditation, increasingly popular. Question 14. When having disagreements with their partners, How do women usually choose to resolve them? Answer. They often tend to want to talk frankly to find a solution. Want their partners to listen and understand rather than argue to win or lose. About 75% of women consider communication to be the key to resolving conflicts. Question 15. What do women feel most proud of in their roles as wives or mothers? Answer. They feel most proud of creating a happy home, raising successful children, and their resilience and ability to multitask in balancing roles. Question 16. Who do American women tend to seek advice from when they have personal or relationship problems? Answer. They usually seek advice from close friends, about 80%, mothers or sisters, about 70%, or counselors, increasingly common, especially among young people. Question 17. What makes American women feel left out or uncared for in a relationship? Answer. Feelings of lack of communication, indifference, a partner not spending time or not listening, and lack of emotional support are the main factors that make them feel left out. Question 18. What is the view of American women on keeping the fire in marriage after many years of living together? Answer. They believe that it needs to be actively nurtured from both sides, including spending time together, showing affection regularly, and maintaining mutual attraction. About 60% of women believe that romance needs to be continuously nurtured. Question 19. When wanting to have sex, what signs or expressions do American women often have for their partners to recognize? Answer. The signs are often subtle and indirect, such as affectionate gestures, sexy eyes, caressing words, or actively creating private space. Not always direct words. About 70% of women like initiation from their partners. Question 20. What is the secret for a man to make an American woman feel loved and completely happy throughout her life? Answer. It is a combination of respect, sincere listening, unconditional support, understanding, and constantly showing affection through both words and actions. An old saying goes, "Beauty is the beauty, but character is the heart." And a man with a sincere heart will make a woman completely happy. If you stop at 5 questions, you will probably touch about 5 to 10% of the surface of understanding. Just like you only see the first few petals but not the core of the flower. These questions can help you have an initial look at some basic interests or fears, but not enough to delve into their psychology, emotions and complex thoughts. With 10 questions, you can increase the level of understanding to about 15 to 25%. At this point, you have started to open a few more doors. See a little more aspects. You can grasp a few views on their love, work or family, but there are still many secret drawers that have not been revealed. By asking 15 questions, you should be at about 30 to 45% understanding. You now have a relatively comprehensive view of some of their psychological sensitive areas. How they express anger or their desire to be loved. You are getting closer to deciphering deeper thoughts. But there are still many layers to explore. With 20 questions, especially the deep questions we just discussed, you can reach about 45 to 60% understanding. At this level, you have a fairly detailed map of their inner world. From their fears, expectations, how they feel about love, intimacy, to their views on marriage and family. You have a solid foundation to build a relationship based on empathy and respect. But remember, these are just estimates. Understanding women, or anyone, is not just about the number of questions, but more importantly, the quality of your listening, the sincerity in your communication, and your ability to empathize. Each woman is a separate universe with unique experiences, emotions and thoughts, and true understanding comes from a never-ending process of caring, learning and loving. So, consider these questions as the beginning of a journey of discovery and deeper connection with the wonderful women around you.